One of the best, easiest things you can make in your slow cooker is anything chicken. Chicken breast, chicken thighs, or chicken drumsticks. They come out so juicy, tender, and delicious. So today I'll be sharing 6 of my family's all-time favorite slow cooker chicken recipes with you. Some of these recipes might really surprise you. Let's get to my kitchen and let's get to cooking. To kick us off today, we are making my favorite chicken with potatoes and carrots. It is so easy to make. Grab your potatoes, use between 2 to 3 pounds of golden potatoes. You want to cut those potatoes kind of like into wedges. They turn out so good like this in your slow cooker. Now pull out your slow cooker and spray it with non-stick spray. This will just help with cleanup in the end. Now add all of those potato wedges right into your slow cooker. I definitely recommend you using the golden potatoes. They just hold up the best rather than like the russet potatoes. But after you add your potatoes, add in a pound of little baby carrots. Next, add in 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins. Then you're going to season this super generously. Season it with a half a tablespoon of salt and pepper, then a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, half a tablespoon of garlic powder and onion powder, then a tablespoon of paprika. This is a lot of food, so you definitely have to season it well. Now you're going to give this kind of like a stir. You want to coat all of the seasoning in the potatoes and the chicken. And then at this point, I put the lid on top, and then I totally realized that I forgot to add in the broth. The broth is optional, but it definitely helps it retain moisture. So go ahead and add in a half a cup of chicken broth, or you could just use regular water at this point. Let this cook on low for about 5 to 6 hours. Once the cooking time is up, you could serve your easy dinner up. As you see, once the cooking time is up, the potatoes and the carrots will be beautifully fork tender. No mushy veggies here. They will hold their shape so wonderfully. And those potatoes kind of turn into like potato wedges / French fries. They're so good. We just drizzle the top of our chicken with a little bit of barbecue sauce. It is so good. This is a staple dinner in my home. I can make this over and over again, and we just don't get tired of it. It really is that good. I can't keep these barbecue chicken drumsticks from you. These are unreal. We're getting started on the dry seasoning rub first. So to a little bowl, add in 1/4 cup of brown sugar, then add in a tablespoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and then a half a tablespoon of garlic powder and onion powder. This dry rub is very basic, but it is so bold and delicious. These seasonings are absolutely delicious in this dry rub. Give it a little stir, and then you are going to set it to the side. This dry rub's also good on beef. You could do it on pork, but just add your chicken drumsticks into your slow cooker. You could use between 5 to 8. Sprinkle the seasoning mixture over the top, and also pull out your cookbook because you will find this recipe on page 165. I've made these chicken drumsticks at least 20 times. We seriously love them that much, and that is why I put them in my cookbook. But now pour about a cup of barbecue sauce over the top and let this cook on low for about 6 to 7 hours. You could always double this recipe for more people or half it for less people if you'd like. Feel free to drizzle more barbecue sauce over the top of your chicken drumsticks. These are the best, most tender barbecue chicken drumsticks. They're absolutely delicious. They're better than like regular grilled barbecue chicken drumsticks in my opinion. They're just so tender and so good. We served them over a bed of mashed potatoes with steamed peas on the side. They're so good. Now we're getting started on this honey garlic chicken. We're going to begin on the sticky sauce first. This sticky sauce, it's just so good I could drink it. But to a bowl, add in 1/3 cup of honey, 1/2 cup of ketchup, then add in 1/2 cup of low sodium soy sauce, or you could use coconut aminos. Then add in 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. You're going to whisk this super well just until the honey gets combined with the rest of your ingredients. Now this is what it will be looking like. Grab your slow cooker, add about 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins into your slow cooker, or you could use like cubed chicken breast. Pour the sticky sauce over the top, kind of give it a stir to coat the chicken in this sauce. Then you're going to cook this on low for about 5 hours. Once your cooking time is up, your house will be smelling so good. Now, once the chicken's cooked through, you could do a couple different things. You could either shred up your chicken and then stir it back in the sauce in the slow cooker. I've done that a couple times in the past and it's come out so good. But for today, I actually just served the chicken just like this. I didn't shred it up. I served it in a little bowl with rice on the side and then steamed veggies on the side and then sesame seeds over the top. I also poured plenty of the sauce over the top of the chicken as well. The chicken was so good, not dry at all. It was full of so much rich flavor. Now we're getting started on this slow cooker Marry Me chicken. I have about 1.5 cups of chicken broth right here. Add in 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch will really help thicken up the sauce in the end. I do want to let you know I have made this recipe so many times when I'm having like people or company over. It doubles so easily. It also halves so easily. So you can make this for a crowd of people by doubling it or tripling it, or less people by halving it. But to your slow cooker, add in that cornstarch slurry. Also add in your tablespoon of minced garlic, then add in 1 cup of heavy cream. My store didn't have heavy cream, so I added in Hispanic Foods crema and it worked super well. It was so tasty. I also added in my seasoning, so 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now you're going to add in your sun-dried tomatoes. Use about 1/3 cup of those. Give this a little stir. Now you're going to add in your chicken. After you add your chicken in, make sure you give it a little stir just to coat the chicken in the sauce so it is extra flavorsome in the end. Also, you'll find this recipe on page 158 in my cookbook. It's in the slow cooker section, but cook this on low for about 6 hours. At this point, I turned around and I realized that I totally forgot to add in my 2 tablespoons of sliced butter. Just add your butter in and then let it cook. Once the chicken's cooked through, remove it to a cutting board or a plate and then chop it up, or you could shred it up into smaller pieces. Then once you get your chicken into smaller pieces, add it back into your slow cooker. Give it a little stir to get that chicken coated in the sauce super duper well. And then you could boil up noodles on the side. You could cook up rice. You could serve this over anything that you like. I have served it over pasta so often in the past, but for today, we actually served it over a bed of mashed potatoes and it turned out so good. I also served it with Brussels sprouts on the side, but like I said, serve it over anything you like. You could make it lower carb by serving it over a bed of cauliflower rice. This one is a total chicken winner dinner. Now we're getting started on this creamy chicken pasta, so spray the inside of your slow cooker with nonstick spray, then add your chicken right in there. After you add your chicken in there, add in 2 10-ounce cans of cream of chicken soup, or you could use any cream of soup you like, or the homemade version of cream of soup in the back of my cookbook. Then you're going to add in a 10-ounce can of Rotel. It's like diced tomatoes with green chilies. Next, add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then 1 teaspoon of oregano, along with 1 teaspoon of onion and garlic powder. Go ahead and give this a stir. You want to coat the chicken in the seasonings and the rest of the ingredients super well. You gotta trust me on this recipe. My little ones ask for it time and time again. It is so delicious. It really is good. Just trust me. But let it cook on low for about 5 to 6 hours. Once the cooking time is almost up, you're going to want to get started on your pasta. I'm cooking up about 1 pound of penne pasta, but you could use any brand or any type of pasta that you like. Now that my chicken is cooked, I am just shredding my chicken with my meat masher. You could also chop up your chicken on the side if you like, but once your chicken is shredded or chopped up, add in 1/2 cup of sour cream. You'll also add in 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese if you're a cheese fan like me, but give this a stir, let your cheese melt down, and then let that sour cream combine with the rest of the ingredients. Once that cheese is melty, you could stir that cooked pasta right into your slow cooker. Let the pasta get coated in the sauce. And if you're not a big pasta person, you could also just serve this over a bed of rice. You could serve this over cauliflower rice, or you could serve it over mashed potatoes. But whenever I ask my little ones what they'd like for dinner, they always try to describe this. It is just such a delicious, comforting, rich meal. You absolutely have to try it. It is so simple and easy to throw together. It's also still very affordable. Now we're getting started on this Fiesta chicken, so right into your slow cooker, add in your chicken. You could always double this recipe or half it. All of my recipes you could basically double or half. They're very versatile, but after you add your chicken in there, add in 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. After that, add in a 10-ounce can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. It's kind of like a can of Rotel. After that, add in a can of corn. Then you're going to add in a drained and rinsed can of cannellini beans, or you could really use any type of beans that you'd like. Then add in 8 ounces of cream cheese. The cream cheese really makes it creamy. If you don't like it creamy or you don't like cream cheese, of course you don't have to add it in. But this recipe is also in my cookbook. It's on page 162. I have over 100 of our favorite recipes in this book. Also, there's 8 different sections, and I do have some cookbooks available at the moment. But after this was through cooking on low for about 5 to 6 hours, just remove your chicken, and then you're going to shred your chicken into smaller pieces, or you could always chop it into smaller pieces. But after your chicken is shredded or chopped, just grab a whisk. You're going to whisk the cream cheese into your slow cooker super well. It might not be super smooth, but that's why you whisk it. It really works out great like that. But add your chopped or shredded chicken back into your slow cooker, give this a little stir, and then you could serve this up any way you'd like. You could serve this as enchiladas, you could serve this as tacos, you could do it as burritos. We did ours as kind of like nachos. So we used a slotted spoon, served it over a bed of some tortilla chips, and then we also topped ours with a little bit of cheese, tomatoes, guacamole, and sour cream. But like I said, do this however you'd like. You could use whatever you have on hand. This is so good. I have been making this Fiesta chicken for years and years, and it is so good in the slow cooker like this. You really have to try this one out if you haven't tried it yet. This one will not disappoint you at all. It is so delicious. I hope you found something for yourself today, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there. Bye for now.